Cam Rogers coming at you alongside Tom Downey. Here on this Wednesday edition of NFL Daily, we have all of the latest news and rumors to get to, so let's transition on into number one. Marcus Peters, could he be dealt by the Chiefs, Tom?
Well, the people are most certainly talking, and in this case, we'll get to explain it here in a little bit, but first with Marcus Peters, there is talk in league circles that Peters could be dealt.
A lot of air quotes.
That's a lot of all that means 2 stars. And this is coming from CBS Sports and Pro Football Talk. Pro Football Talk had it first. I always want to caution people because sometimes this talk in league circles does come true. But I would also like to remind everyone that there are a lot of people that fill the encompassing league circle.
Like interns.
And a lot of these people often have really bad ideas and really bad theories. So just remember that when you see talk in league circles. There's a reason Schefter hasn't tweeted about it yet.
Yeah.
Now, there was the report that Peters' attitude is an issue, and the Chiefs did upgrade at cornerback. They brought in Kendall Fuller. They brought in David Amerson. But you have to have a pretty high asking price because Marcus Peters is still on a cheap contract, and he's a damn good corner. I would not trade him if I was the Chiefs. I would not do it. He's too good. Yeah, he's a head case, but sometimes the best corners are head cases. And that's fun.
Why would you want to disrupt an already good secondary heading into 2018 with Barry coming back and Peters and, of course, Kendall Fuller? So, I don't know. I think it'd be pretty crazy. You see the 2 Goodell heads at the bottom right of your screen. Those heads indicate people are talking. Here's a look at the full-on scale as the use of Goodell heads. So 0 Goodell heads. It's fake news. We're not believing in it at all. 1 Goodell head, small shred of truth. 2 Goodell heads, people are talking. That's the deal with Marcus Peters in that trade.
That's firmly in that rumor category.
Yes, absolutely. 3 Goodell heads, more probable than not. And 4 Goodell heads, fact news, it's happening, it's a thing. Let's get into news and rumor number 2. Are the Broncos trading Trevor Siemian? Who actually wants this guy, Tom?
Well, a team that needs a nice, decent backup quarterback who's not starting caliber material.
Oh, okay.
But this also falls in that rumor category. It's almost 3 heads, actually. The reason it's not and it's only 2 heads is because Denver might just end up cutting Trevor Siemian. Because why would you go throw money at him or go throw a draft pick at him when you can get him in free agency? Now, one team to monitor here, the New York Jets, if they lose Josh McCown. Because there was the report last year that had Denver gotten Tony Romo, they were going to trade Siemian to the Jets. That didn't happen. Denver kind of stood pat, and in the end, the Jets went with Josh McCown. So if a team needs a backup quarterback, Siemian's a good option there, but Denver is looking to overhaul their quarterback room, let go of Siemian, maybe keep Paxton Lynch, bring in a bigger name who can be your long-term starter. But in the end with Siemian, I don't think he'll end up on Denver. It's kind of in that 2 to 3 head range, but we went with 2 because it's still very much in that rumor category.
All right, so that's the latest with Trevor Siemian. Let's stick with the trade trend here. Miami, could they deal Jarvis Landry? You mentioned this a little bit.
Hey, once again, the people are talking, and this is Pro Football Talk, and what PFT reports is that, look, the quick tag, which is very early in the process and was maybe a bit of a surprise.
I was.
That it's being viewed as a desire by the Dolphins to trade Landry. All right, you guys can't talk with him. Come make offers to us for a trade, and then we'll let you guys go ahead and work out a long-term deal. And this is not the first time the Dolphins have been linked to Jarvis Landry. There's been a lot of speculation on that in the past. And in the end, I think it does make some sense to trade Landry because Miami apparently hates him. But the biggest issue overall is if you're Jarvis Landry, you're getting $14.5 million this year. That's what you wanted to get. Yep. You're getting now 16. Mm-hmm. Why would you take less money when you're not going to get 16 on the open market, most likely? And your team has to now trade for you and have a draft pick. So I don't know if it's going to happen. This could be a Landry plays 1 more year and then he's gone.
Then moves on.
If he does get traded, I think his best fit is with Chicago. Mitchell Trubisky is a shorter passing game quarterback and does a damn fine job of it. He and Landry would be the perfect pairing. I want to see him in Chicago.
You know who loves their fair share of security blankets and safety nets? Joe Flacco. So we'll see if the Baltimore Ravens will be a part of any of this.
I know you want them. They were interested, but money's an issue for them.
It is. All right, let's go on to the next news and rumor here. Vontae Davis to the Oakland Raiders. Tom, what do we know?
People are talking once again, and in this case, the people are talking are Vontae Davis and the Raiders.
Okay.
Because they visited each other today. Davis is on his His free agency tour, he's back and he's able to meet with teams. He's healthy again now. He's visited the Raiders now, was with the Niners yesterday, is going to the Bills, or has gone to the Bills and the Browns, going to keep doing visits. That's why it's only 2 heads, though, because he has a lot of interest overall. So I don't know if you'll see Vontae Davis leave in free agents or go with the Raiders. He could go to the Browns or the Bills or any number of teams. He'll sign somewhere, but the Raiders were the most recent visit. I doubt they sold him on signing a contract. So wait and see with Vontae Davis. I think somewhat in the near future we'll see him finally make a decision and pick a team, but it's not going to come, I don't think, until just before the start of the new league year when free agency actually starts.
By the way, Raiders fans out there probably shouldn't get too excited about this. Vontae Davis was very bad last season, Tom.
He is a little bit overrated, but he has the size, and if he's healthy, I think he could have a bit of a rebound year, but he's not a number 1 corner anymore. So don't assume you're going to get that type of play.
Right.
He's more of a number 2, and he could be a bit of a free agency disappointment if he gets paid a large contract.
News and a rumor numero 5. Nick Foles and his trade value worth a first round and a couple second rounders too?
Yeah, this is fake news. Come on, Bill Polian. We have now entered the Bill Polian hate portion of today's show, ladies and gentlemen. Polian said that Nick Foles is worth 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks.
That's a lot of capital.
I don't have words to explain how dumb this is because this is just stupid. It is one thing to say, yeah, Nick Foles is valuable, and he is. Look, he won the Super Bowl for the Eagles. He won the MVP. He had a fantastic playoff stretch. You want to give up 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks for a guy that's basically Joe Flacco 2.0?
Excuse me.
And I use that as a slur, by the way, so you're welcome.
That's a major slur.
Nick Foles is not worth 2 of those options. The Eagles will be lucky to get a late first or an early second-round pick, maybe another pick thrown in as well. That's just not Nick Foles' trade value. Yeah, he's cheap. And yeah, the Eagles might value him more because Carson Wentz still has to recover from his injury. But this is so dumb coming from Bill Polian of all people. I want to mention this with Bill Polian. He has now gone on in his older, maybe it's his old age, but at this point for Bill Polian, he has started to just rectify history. This is the man who said, I had a first-round grade on Tom Brady, but I didn't take him because I already had Peyton Manning. So now you're valuing a backup as 2 firsts and 2 seconds when you couldn't be bothered to spend a 5th-round pick on a first-round quarterback in Tom Brady? This is fake news. Nick Foles' trade value is not remotely this high. I think if you see the Eagles trade him, it might be for maybe you get the Bills' first-round pick at most. That is the most the Eagles will get in a trade for Nick Foles. He is not that valuable. He's good, but let's not remember what we saw outside of that one great year where he had the 26-2 TD interception ratio and the playoff run. Because, by the way, down the stretch this year, Nate Sudfeld outplayed him in Week 17. Sudfeld was the better quarterback in that game.
Boom. Tom Downey laying the hammer on this rumor. Nick Foles' trade value certainly not as high as Bill Polian suggests. Speaking of Bill Polian, he suggested that Lamar Jackson be a wide receiver. Tommy, our draft analyst, what do we think?
I so badly want to give this fake news, and I can't, Cam.
Okay.
Because there are NFL teams and executives and scouts that actually do feel this way. Bill Polian is not the only one who thinks Lamar Jackson needs to move to wide receiver.
We love you, Bill.
But it's only one head because that's a stupid thing to say. And Bleacher Reports, Mike Freeman mentioned this as well, that teams say, hey, maybe he's better as a receiver. Cam, this bothers me a lot. This frankly actually upsets me. And I don't get that upset. I get angry. But this actually really, really bothers me. Bill Polian and other NFL people say he needs to switch. And Polian said that, oh, he's short. Lamar Jackson is listed at 6'3". Now, maybe he checks in at 6'2". That's Aaron Rodgers' size. That's bigger than Russell Wilson. You're going to tell me that Aaron Rodgers is too short? Of course you're not going to do that. Bill Polian, by the way, says Baker Mayfield is going to go in the first round. Baker's shorter than Lamar Jackson. All right, so I guess the size is one thing to check off there. Yeah, Lamar Jackson is light. He's definitely undersized in terms of weight. You can add weight in the NFL. It's actually not that hard compared to like being a better quarterback in terms of accuracy or even defense. It's just spending time in the weight room and eating right with a better trainer than you had at college. And Russell Wilson, by the way, was 204 pounds at the NFL Combine. So don't give me the weight stuff. Jared Goff checked in at a similar weight that Lamar Jackson's going to. And you know, Lamar is not as accurate as Baker Mayfield is, but he's got a better arm. Lamar's arm is huge, and he has steadily improved each year. And Bill Polian says he's clearly not the thrower the other guys are. Have you really watched him, Bill? Like, have you watched him throw with that arm strength? The accuracy isn't there, Bill says. And he's right. Lamar needs to be a more accurate quarterback. And don't wait to make that change. Don't be like the kid from Ohio State. Couldn't even put his name on him. And be 29 when you make that change. I did a blind stat test on Twitter a couple weeks ago. Accuracy, yards per attempt, TDs, and interceptions. By a pretty significant margin, Lamar Jackson beat out Josh Rosen and Sam Darnold. So anyone that's actually watched Lamar Jackson play knows he deserves a shot to be a quarterback because he has the upside. No one is asking wildly inaccurate Josh Allen, thank you, YouTube commenter says he's not, because you just don't watch football, to move positions. No one asked Josh Allen to do it. And yet we ask Lamar Jackson, the closest thing to Mike Vick to change positions? I'm tired of it. I am absolutely tired of it. This is stereotyping at its finest. We see great athlete, go, oh, he's got to move to receiver. We see wide receiver, oh, he's Wes Welker. That's not the case here. Let Lamar Jackson be a quarterback, and it'll pay off for you if you build him the right way. It just doesn't make sense to me. I'm tired of it, and that's my rant for the day, Cam.
Tom Downey, mic drop. Gotta love it. NFL Daily, wrapping up here on Chat Sports Facebook Live. For Tom Downey, I'm Cam Rogers. We're saying goodbye. Take care, everybody.